Good day, wonderful students. My name is Akinjagunla Oluwaseun, your biology teacher. Today, I'll be taking you through a very interesting topic in biology. I want you to sit back, listen, and at the end of the class, feel free to ask some questions. See you at the end of the lesson. Today, we'll be looking at the topic transport in animals. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to describe the concept of transportation. You'll be able to describe the concept of circulation. And 3, you'll be able to identify the parts and functions of the mammalian heart. Just as in plants that we discussed in the previous lesson, materials need to be moved towards and sometimes away from the individual cells of a complex organism. Cells that make up both plants and animals must receive oxygen and glucose to stay alive, while waste such as carbon dioxide and urea produced by these cells needs to be moved out of the cell surroundings. Other substances such as hormones, etc., needs to reach their target organs. For all this to happen, there is a need for an efficient transport system, especially in animals. The larger and more complex organisms have a well-developed circulatory system to cope with the demands of transportation. So a circulatory system consists of a medium, which is the blood, a channel, which is the blood vessels, and a pump, which is the heart. Circulation in some animals may be open, such as in arthropods, where blood is pumped from the heart directly into blood spaces called hemocells. It may also be closed, as observed in vertebrates, where blood is pumped through blood vessels to all parts of the body. In animals that have closed circulation, that is the vertebrates, the less advanced vertebrates, such as fish, have a single circulation, where blood is pumped by the heart once in one full circulation. And on the other hand, more advanced groups of the vertebrates, such as the reptiles, mammals, even birds, have a double circulation. Here, the circulation or the circulating blood is pumped through the heart twice or 2 times in one full circulation. The heart pumps blood to the lungs. This is the pulmonary circulation, and blood returning is then pumped to all parts of the body, and this is the systemic circulation. Double circulation is found out to be better because it maintains blood pressure in animals, keeping them active. Now let's take a look at the mammalian heart. Earlier in the lesson, we said mammals have a double circulation. The mammalian heart is designed for a double circulation because it has 2 sides, a left and a right side, which is separated by a septum, and 4 chambers, that is the 2 auricles, which occupy the top part of the heart, and the 2 ventricles, which are the 2 chambers that occupy the lower part of the heart. The left side of the heart pumps blood into the pulmonary circulation, that is, to the lungs and back to the heart. The right side pumps blood to the systemic circulation, that is, to the entire body tissues and back to the heart. Let's take a minute to observe how the heart does the job of pumping blood. The oxygenated blood returns from the body tissues through both vena cava into the right auricle or atrium. A contraction of the walls of the atrium forces blood through the tricuspid valve into the right ventricle. Another contraction by the walls of the right ventricle pushes blood into the pulmonary artery, which takes the blood directly to the lungs. At the lungs, oxygen diffuses into the blood, making it oxygenated. This oxygenated blood returns to the left atrium via the pulmonary veins. Its walls then contract, pushing blood through the bicuspid valve down into the left ventricle. The thicker and stronger muscles of the left ventricle force blood through the semi-lunar valve of the aorta to the rest of the entire body tissues and cells, where they are supplied with oxygen, glucose, amino acids, and whatever that is contained in the blood. The human heart is one major organ that needs to be maintained. There are 3 ways to observe if the heart is working properly. Number 1 is the ECG, short for electrocardiogram. With this device, electrodes from ECG recording machines are stuck into the surface of the skin, usually around the chest, arms. Electrical activities associated with the heartbeat is then monitored and viewed on a computer screen. Irregularities in heartbeats can be easily detected. Number 2, the pulse. The ripple of pressure that passes down an artery as a result of the heartbeat can be felt as a pulse. Pulse can easily be felt when we place the fingertip of one hand on the wrist or neck where we have arteries close to the skin. The presence of a pulse is a proof that the heart is pumping blood. Number 3, a heartbeat. A device called the stethoscope is used to amplify the sound of the heartbeat. A heartbeat is made up of 2 sounds, which sounds like this: dub, dub. The first sound is the bicuspid valve closing, and the other sound is made by the closing of the semilunar valve. Let's look at the concept of a heart disease. It's also called coronary heart disease. It is caused when arteries supplying blood to the muscle cells of the heart get blocked. Blockage may be caused by fatty substances called atheroma. A blocked coronary artery restricts blood to a part of the heart. After some time, the cells are starved and the person begins to feel pain in the chest. Without treatment, this condition may lead to a heart attack or a cardiac arrest. There are several factors that predisposes a person to heart disease. Number 1, diet. When a person has so much fatty diet, there is a chance for atheroma to form in the vessels of the heart or the coronary arteries of the heart. Number 2, stress, smoking, genetic disposition, age, and gender. It is said that the males are at a higher risk of developing heart disease than the females. And number 6, lack of exercise. Lack of exercise causes fat to form in the coronary arteries, which can lead to heart disease. Treating heart disease. There are 2 or 3 major ways heart disease can be treated. Number 1 is angioplasty and stent. This involves the insertion of a thin tube called a catheter with a deflated balloon into the blocked or narrowed artery. Once in place, the balloon is inflated to widen the artery wall, effectively freeing the blockage. Sometimes a stent is also applied to support and keep the arteries wide open to keep blood flowing. And the other method is a bypass surgery. Here, the surgeon removes a section of the blood vessels from a different part of the body. The blood vessel is then attached around the blocked region of the artery to bypass it, allowing blood to pass freely. This is a major invasive operation because it involves open heart surgery.
You're welcome back. I hope you learned a thing or two. Feel free to send in your comments and questions. And until next time, we have another important topic to discuss. Have a lovely day.